Hey guys, Sid here. Welcome to this Hall of Fame interview. And here's someone who's very, very special. I've known him for many years. We have done a lot of events together as a part of Success Gyan and many other training programs. And I truly, really admire Vikram and Ritu, both husband and wife, based out of Hyderabad, and they've been building this knowledge business together over the last few months. And it's truly an honor and privilege to interview you. Vikram is a career acceleration coach. In the last 4 months, he's been able to achieve over 3,08,000 by implementing the Freedom Business Model system. And he's got his wife to support him on all the creative elements. And it's amazing to see both husband and wife working on the business together. And I also know Vikram's daughter Vidushi. She's a rock star. She's a content expert, and good to see the entire family getting activated, in the online space. So Vikram, we'll start off with you. What has the journey been for you personally? Transitioning from the corporate world into the personal development world, and now you're positioning yourself as a career acceleration, specialist. How did that? Just tell us about that journey, in brief. Yeah.
So I came into the space of learning and development when I was in State Bank of India, and I discovered that this is my passion. I was enjoying the role, the kind of connect I used to have with participants, and that's when I started asking myself, can I create a career out of learning and development itself? But for that, the option that I had available was to leave State Bank of India.
Okay.
So in 2009, I left State Bank, worked in 2 other organizations, and then I decided that I need to be on my own. So 2013 December, I started my independent journey.
Okay.
And step by step, I was building myself up. Yes, I did have that challenge of kind of dried cash inflows. That means, and that's when I came across Success Gyan. That's how I met you also.
Yes.
And if you have to talk about this online space, it was in sometime in October, November that Suren told me that, Vikram, why don't you try to make your presence online? I was still not very ready to buy into that idea, but slowly started watching some of your videos, attended your webinar at that time. In fact, I had connected with you. We met in 2016 the first time, and then
Yes.
I also signed up for your course, that blog writing, and so it did not work out. So then I started watching your videos, and the kind of excitement that you always used to create, kind of possibility you always used to create, that kind of started influencing me a lot. So that's how this all started.
So October 2019 is when you decided.
Yes.
And then when did you officially, get into my course and started to take it, seriously?
That was in January when I met you again. You were here in for DMC or a preview of that. So I met you. Thanks for giving that time. So that's when we had, I think, a 15 minutes conversation, and you brought some clarity into my thought process as to what is it that I should offer to the world. And you wanted me to do something which is not run-of-the-mill kind of names. And we explored, and that's how this career acceleration started. And actually, I got a little serious about this in February.
Okay.
And I am so blessed and thankful in the sense that by the time my corporate events kind of almost stopped, I had something in my vision that this is now my way forward, and it started falling into place. And I always say to people, this lockdown has been a kind of blessing for me to create this program. Otherwise, I think it would have been very, very challenging.
So you were doing corporate consulting before that, right? Before Fed?
Yes, corporate trainings, consulting, facilitating programs. And I love that.
Okay.
That classroom scenario is still something that amazes me. But then because of the circumstances, we cannot keep on crying for something which is not available at the moment.
Yes.
And we need to look for what is next best that I can do. And that's how it emerged, and it's going on well. It has to gather some steam, I know. But the direction, I always say this, and I have heard it from you also, that first thing is be sure about the direction.
Yeah.
we'll be able to give it momentum in the journey forward.
Absolutely. The speed will come later. Most
Yes.
people, they go with speed in the wrong direction.
Right,
And that
right.
really goes
Right.
in a totally different. And I'm so glad that you actually found that. So you were doing the corporate, training, and you were teaching on leadership and team building. And those are
Right.
your core, I would
Right,
say,
right.
concepts. So how difficult or easy was it for you to adapt it for an online curriculum? Like, tell us about that.
So one challenge that we come across in online space in terms of my work is that we cannot do those activities that we used to do in classrooms.
Okay. Exercises.
But
You're saying all the activity
exercises,
based.
that physical exercises, put them through a game activity so that they can learn, draw lessons from there, debrief that.
Yeah.
That is not possible. And it is now that I'm saying it's not possible. But going forward, I know we'll be able to discover some ways as to how to give them small experiences. And I've already started doing that in my mastermind sessions specifically. And even in my webinars that I do, it's not that I continue to talk. I give them questions to answer, and obviously chat box is what is available for communication through them.
Yes.
And yes, they respond, and there are aha moments that people get in those 90 minutes also. So find a way, that's what I am saying, to what is not possible to do in an online space, and keep on discovering what is the best you can do. And yes, initially it was a little difficult. So constantly reviewing what you are doing, what is working, what is not doing, continuing to make that change is, I think, helping me to refine my webinars as well as my course.
Fantastic. So it was more about adapting now. You were able to find different ways to adapt for the digital space. Okay.
And I appreciate myself for that, that I'm a person who is able to come into the flow very, very quickly.
Amazing. Amazing.
So that is what perhaps is the strength that is
strength.
helping me a lot.
Fantastic. So you were able to adapt from the offline corporate training to this. And I want to now talk to Ritu. Now, Ritu, I have two parts to your question. Now, I mean, two questions. Okay. So the first one is, how do you feel as a wife now? You may not be seeing your husband travel and all of that stuff before, like in the corporate. He's spending more time with you. That's the first part of the question. And second part of the question is, the second part is, what all did you learn in the process as you were helping your husband in this digital journey? So first one is, how does it feel to have your husband always at home?
I am now used to it.
Okay.
So, and the thing is, good thing about him is he's not very interfering from the beginning. So it really didn't make much difference. And second thing, he's he's been at home since he left job.
Yeah.
Only he was going out for a few days, and most of the time he's working from home. Now,
Great.
only thing is that he's not going out at all, and so I'm well adjusted. I mean, it's not giving me any trouble.
Got it.
Happy to know that.
Okay, you didn't know that, Vikram? Okay.
No, I knew that.
You knew that. Okay, just kidding. Okay. So what all did you go through, Ritu, in terms of your digital journey?
So actually, when in fact last year only in summers around, I started making posters for him on apps, in short app.
Okay.
So I got very fascinated. I mean, somebody taught me, and I just picked it up like anything. I never thought I can do it, but I started doing it and started making posters for him.
Okay.
And that's how it began. And then then I got to know about Canva.
Okay.
So I was asking someone else here and there, just teach me this, and that's how I got started learning about Canva, and I was exploring it a lot.
Okay.
And that's how it started, and I started enjoying it. I used to think I can't handle a laptop at all. I was in that space once upon a time that I cannot handle a laptop, and this work is not this thing. But now I'm enjoying it slowly, and now I mean I can create one thumbnail in 5 minutes.
Mm. And you've always been a creative person, right? You're a designer yourself.
Uh, Not a designer, but
Mm.
I used to love to do painting and
Mm.
doodling and even clothes designing once in a while. So
Okay. Mm.
nothing much, but yeah, I love to create things,
Superb.
creative
So,
work.
in what areas are you specifically helping Vikram in his business right now? So, you started to use Canva in short and got hang of it. So, how does it impact his business?
See, what's happening now? One thing, as he told you, like I'm shooting his videos. So
Okay.
we are
Nice.
posting, yeah.
Mm.
So every day we are
Ah,
posting two videos. I have taken charge of his Insta account, kind of thing.
Great.
So every single day we are posting two videos there. The one is 1 minute video, and second
Mm.
one is around 5 minute video.
Okay.
So I do the shooting for that, and then I post them on Insta
Mm.
every single day. And once I realized, okay, now videos are getting over, so I'm after his life. Let's do
Mm.
shooting. Let's do shooting. Keep pushing him to do
Mm.
that. And one thing is that, and what were you asking?
Yeah. So I was asking how are you helping Vikram in his business? So one part is the video shooting, and what
Yeah.
else you do? It is yeah.
And secondly, when he's having his webinar, so I am sitting outside with my laptop, and whatever people are asking, trying to give them answer as a co-host, or posting the links and all that. I'm doing that, so I sit
Nice.
there all the time. Third thing, I told you that I'm the social media thing I am doing.
Nice. So you're handling his social media, his Instagram handle, his creative images, recording his videos, supporting him in all his webinars. Vikram, how does that make you feel where you have that entire department taken care of?
so I would say two things here. One is without her support, it wouldn't have been possible.
Yes.
It
Mm.
wouldn't have been possible. Of course, we could outsource things and so on. That's possible. But the kind of emotional support, and see, when your own partner is doing all this with you, there's a very different kind of emotional satisfaction that you have, or emotional energy that you experience. So that is one thing. And second is she has always demonstrated to me that yes, it is possible. It may take some time, but there have been webinars. Let me say this very specifically. There
Yes.
have been webinars that not a single sign up. There, people show a lot of excitement in the beginning. Yes, we will do it, but at the end of it, when we close the webinar, there is no one has signed up. And she would come in as the first person where I'm doing my webinar and say, it's okay, it's all right. The need to be thankful about is that there were still 30 plus people in the webinar. Let's look at what has
Yes.
worked, and let's also start refining what has not worked. So she keeps on giving me feedback as to make some change in here in the webinar. This can be brought in first, this can be brought in later. And we continue to discuss that and tweak that. And that's how amazing support, I would say.
Super, Ritu.
Yes.
Great to know. So, Vikram, next question is to you. Like, what all new skills that did you have to develop in the last few months? And I'm
So,
talking about things like, okay, maybe webinar, were you comfortable? Two is, were you okay with running ads? All of that stuff. You can get into the details. Yeah.
so first thing, webinar was okay. The
Okay.
only thing is that I had to bring in technology. So, but it was absolutely fine.
Fine.
And why it was fine? Two reasons. One, I was a trainer myself, so I had
Yeah.
that skill of interacting with people.
Mm.
Second was I had seen you plus many other people in the webinar space as to how they engage audience.
Yeah.
So I had picked up those skills, I think, pretty well and pretty
Mm.
fast. So webinar was okay. But when it came to Facebook ads, that was a big challenge.
Mm.
And then I took help of someone in the leadership council, and
Mm.
he helped me to kind of what is it? What shall we say?
Loose ends.
Tie the loose ends and refine the whole element of how to use pixels here. And those things were And I still don't understand. Let me say this. So he helped me to do that. And then our ads started working in. And now the interesting thing is most of the signups that are happening are through Facebook ads only and absolutely cold audience.
Fantastic.
That is the positive side. Then another skill that I had to pick up was to edit the videos.
Okay.
And Camtasia is what was suggested by you. So I bought in that. And again, see, I still say, and I need to remove that from my belief system, that I am not so conversant with technology. And I know that as I started doing this, it has started becoming easier and easier. Yes, some of those technical things, which link has to be posted where and connected where, I think over a period of time, I'll reach that space also. Very interesting experience that I'm sharing with you.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling excited. It's a very small thing, but feeling of excitement in that. In one of the webinars, the InstaMojo link stopped working.
Okay.
As people went to that link, people said that it is still showing the face value. You are saying that the value in the webinar is lesser, but it's not working. And for a moment, you can say that kind of my heartbeat stopped, kind of. But then I thought, what shall I do now? First thing I did, I instantly opened InstaMojo and changed the price there itself.
Okay.
And 2 people signed up there.
Okay.
2 more people shared that they were interested. So what I did after the webinar got over, I got in touch with them, sent the link to them, and they made the payment.
Nice.
Now it had to be resolved. So I reached out to InstaMojo team that this is what is not working. So give me a resolution. And they responded, and it did not work still. But then I started exploring InstaMojo as to what is the missing link that is not coming to our attention. And I was able to discover that, correct that, and let InstaMojo team know that this was the issue that you were not able to figure out.
Amazing.
So I am saying once again, it may be a very small experience, but what I am also saying here is that if you keep your eyes and ears open, things become easier than what you actually make them out to be.
Absolutely. And that whole aspect of self-reliance, it makes you so much more powerful. Like
that's why you say that full stack brain, and there's a long way to go there, but yes, I'm on the journey.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The next question is more to do with the community building aspect. I know previously you would have been a corporate trainer doing you'd interact with an audience and then it's a new audience every time. But now you have a community of, I think, over 60 plus customers and over 300 plus people in your group.
Right.
How has that impacted you personally in the way that you operate? And what kind of decisions are you making right now when you're looking at a community-based approach?
So one thing is, if you look at Facebook community, we continue to share content there, and maybe Ritu is one person who helps me there also in terms of approving people to come into the join, because it's not an open community, it's a private group.
Yes.
So we continue to add value there. And one thing that I am thinking of, it's not yet done because I want to engage with them a little more, to keep on asking thought-provoking questions to them, so that they respond and stay connected. Now, when we look at the people who have become part of our community already as I don't want to use the word customers, but people who have joined the movement. I call it movement. So those people, and in fact, if you ask me, I always wanted to do this kind of work. Why I'm saying this, even in corporates, I used to suggest and recommend to them that let's do a little long-term engagement, so that I can meet the same person again, and understand what is it that may be helping that person to grow, or what is it that is coming in the way of growth. Now here, people who have already signed up, and we are doing weekly mastermind sessions.
Yes.
They are amazing. they are amazing. In fact, I would like Ritu to share experience of one or two persons in that group, how they have demonstrated their growth. But one thing is they look forward to this session. I look forward to interacting with them. And now interesting thing in that is the word accountability, they have started understanding. And through them, I have started understanding what accountability is all about.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So
Ritu, yeah. You can complete what you're saying. Yeah.
Just one piece, that in that community, what is happening is, one, I keep on checking with them their goals. I keep on checking with them what are the challenges they are facing. And third, there's a value add in almost every mastermind session that I do, which means I will need to continue to learn. It may be just an article that I've read that day or in the last 1 week, which I would like to share. But it keeps me on the lookout. What more can I search for and add value to this group? Yes. For example, that Tony Robbins program that I attended, UPW, and there were so many learnings in that. So out of that, I picked up some things and in my way, I shared it with them. So this is something, and I'm seeing that how people are progressing in their journey. Amazing. Now I'm handing it over to Ritu to share something.
Yes, Ritu. What were those magical moments?
Yeah, actually, I will talk particularly about one lady. We know her since our banking days, I think almost 13, 14 years.
Yes.
They were our neighbors. So actually, when she joined, we were surprised. We never expected that she will become a part of this journey. And she is a GM level.
CGM, Chief General Manager.
Chief General Manager in State Bank. So that was a big surprise for us. And but then we realized she is someone who is regular in masterminds. I think she has not missed a single one.
Great.
And the kind of feedback she gives, the kind of like she's saying, Vikram, I now know that looking at your commitment, I know that you will achieve your mission of reaching 1 million professionals. And she said, I was clueless. What will I do after my retirement? How my life is going to be. But here I am getting so much clarity about my life in these masterminds. And it's making me so happy, and I'm looking forward to my retirement and do the things which I wanted to do.
Fantastic. So it's given her a new hope of what to do next. Amazing.
She said this in the last one of the last mastermind sessions. In fact, she has recently been recognized as one of the top 100 women experts in the field of finance.
Fantastic.
In the country. And she is saying, giving this feedback. And she said this in one of the mastermind sessions that, Vikram, I've not yet started working on the goals which I want to pursue post-retirement. But one thing I'm sure of, that I'll reach somewhere. And that itself is, and person at that age is getting value. I'm sure it's adding value to everyone who comes in that mastermind. So there's another person who was aspiring to be in the top management of his company, but he was for some reasons he was not getting considered.
Okay.
And I think after a couple of mastermind sessions, something must have cleared up. And he was inducted into the top management team, and he was able to attribute that this mastermind sessions or coming into this program is adding value and has enabled him to get there.
Fantastic.
And there are other people also who are in this journey and who are constantly giving feedback that yes. And as you know, my program is all about human behavior.
Yes.
There are no tangibles. And that's one challenge that I always face when I have to showcase it to people in my webinar, that this is what you can achieve. So it's all human behavior, and I'm okay to have that patience. That it will take about 3 months or 6 months for people to start experiencing something very different within themselves.
Absolutely. It is not a, like, I mean, in my nature is like how you can make more money. That's very easy. How you can lose weight, it's so much more easy. How you can, there are so many things. How you can learn a new skill is easy to sell.
Right.
But what you're selling is human behavior change. And that is, it's definitely a harder sell because they need to go through it and they need to be open to, changing themselves, which
Yes.
not,
no
so
instant results. They have to work on themselves.
Amazing. And in spite of that, like the way that you've been able to grow in the last 3 to 4 months is, it's actually phenomenal. I know it is a hard thing to sell because you're selling a concept, but the fact that you kept persistent and you kept tweaking it, there's no doubts that as the case studies are building, that momentum will actually pick up on the other side. So tell us, let's get into you want to say something, then I have another question. Yeah.
Just one thing. Very recently, I recorded my first interview testimonial, and I've uploaded it on YouTube also.
Nice.
So means those case studies are building up, as you just said. Yes. Yes.
Excellent. So my other question now, we'll get into your topic question. So career acceleration. Now we are seeing a lot of people who are losing jobs. This is like it's happening big time, more than ever before, due to the current situation of the world. And you are catering specifically to that mid and senior level, right? That's your your target group of people.
Right.
So for them to be relevant and to be, to really grow in that career in the company that they are working, what are the top things that they need to keep in mind in the current world scenario, according to you?
So the topmost thing would be, they have to adapt to the coming situation and circumstances.
Okay.
That is the topmost thing. So aligning to the change, the earliest they do, the faster they will be able to move ahead. That is the first thing.
Okay.
Second important thing that I always recommend to people is that they have to be continuous learners. The phrase that I have coined for this is they have to be constant, continuous learners. So if they are learning, they will remain relevant for sure.
Yeah.
This is the second most important thing that is important for people to handle the situations that are emerging. And I have said it in so many words to them that who remains in an organization? A person who is adding value to the organization will remain relevant. And to continue to add value to the organization, you will have to demonstrate that I have those capabilities, those skills, those knowledge. And in addition to that, that attitude that we can handle any circumstance. So this is the second thing. Third important thing that I would say is the ability to have that emotional balance, which is a skill which has never been taught anywhere.
Emotional balance.
Emotional balance, emotional intelligence, another word that is used for that is, it is not a part of the education system. How do we become resilient? How do we handle setbacks? All these things. And this is the third skill that the faster they learn. In fact, if they start learning this skill of emotional intelligence, I think their stress levels will go down by default.
Correct. They'll be able to handle, make bigger decisions.
Most of the stress which is caused is through emotions only.
Yeah.
So this is the third thing that I would suggest.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So it is being adaptable, being a constant learner, and having the emotional balance. And these are the factors that you also go deep into.
Three important things.
Fantastic. Okay. So Ritu, next question is for you. It is more to do with, how do you manage your time so that you're able to, now the domestic support, all of that is kind of, everyone is cautious about it, and as a woman, I know you're a superwoman, you're really doing multiple things. So how do you manage your time and how do you, both of you, plan your day, week schedules?
So since he has decided to post videos continuously for 1 year, that is his this. So we have kept one day for that video shoot.
Okay.
That's how we do. And sometimes I have to sit late also to make posters and all that. For me, sometimes it's like stealing time,
Okay.
kind of thing, with all this thing going on. And trying to get up early so we get some more time.
Okay.
One thing is that, and do some exercise, some this thing, and then uh, I just try to post the video and that thing. Then again, my housework and all that. But
Yes.
even doing that, something keeps going in my head. Okay, I have to do this now. I have to make this poster. I have to do this. And the moment I get some time, I sit with my laptop, try whatever I can do a bit, I will do. Then I'll keep it, do some other work, and then when I get time, I'll start again. That's how I'm trying to manage everything right now.
Fantastic, fantastic. And Vikram, what is your personal learning schedule like? Like, how do you learn? Are you a book person? Are you an audiobook person? And how do you keep updating yourself?
So I'm a book plus audiobook person.
Okay.
So what I do is, this is another thing that I'm telling about myself, that my reading is very, very gentle. I don't rush in finishing a book.
Okay.
I finish a book at my own pace. It may be maybe 3-4 pages in a day or 5 pages in a day. But this is one thing I do. Second thing I do is moving around here and there. I keep on listening to audiobooks.
Okay.
And that keeps on adding value. And one interesting thing that I came across on YouTube, in fact, that started only when you continue to encourage us that you need to continue to learn, and you can use your time effectively even while doing other things that you can learn.
Yes.
So there are many channels on YouTube which offer book summaries.
Okay.
So just while, let's say, I'm just shaving and an audiobook is playing there or a book summary is playing there. So you capture some good thoughts. And many times it has happened, just capturing those thoughts, it has converted into 1 or 2 of my own videos that I've created on that theme.
Fantastic.
So this is what I do. And what I always say to other people, that every day, it's not 2 hours, because there are many other things which have to be addressed to reach that level, but at least half an hour definitely goes into daily learning.
Yes.
Yes.
And my learning happens, actually, we keep discussing whatever we read.
Yeah.
Or we just come to know through apps or something, we keep discussing. So that's how my learning is happening that way. I'm not getting much time. I love reading, but not happening this right now.
But so he learns and then he shares with you and you discuss.
Yeah. And if I come to read something, I share with him. Sometimes I'm getting good messages on WhatsApp, very nice stories or something. So I keep sharing it with him. He keeps sharing it with me.
So what I was about to say, that our morning tea time typically is that we have to talk to each other.
Nice, nice.
Right. And many times, yes, this device is a distractor many times. But many times we do, if I am using my mobile while having my tea, she would convey a message, this is not allowed. Or if she's using, so I will say to her that no, not at this time. So that is what brings up that communication, conversation. And what I tell the world also, a good thing that has happened between 2 of us is that we have continued to grow together.
Amazing, amazing.
In the programs that she attended, she recommended to me. The programs that I have attended, I recommended to her. And yes, we are growing together. That's the interesting part of our journey.
Great. Just love it to see how both of you are interacting with each other on the learnings part, and that keeps the whole relationship so much more aligned than than probably partners having different visions and different goals. Both of you are on it together. So how has,
in fact, one more thing that I would like to say about her contribution. How she has already mentioned that she does my video shoots, but it so happened I was listening to a speaker.
Okay.
He said that whatever you are good at, whether it is writing blogs or creating posters or creating videos, whatever you're good at, do it every single day for 1 year.
Mm.
And after listening to him, I just bounced off this idea to her.
Yeah.
That what is it that we can do? Whether writing will be easier, and she asked me actually, what will be more convenient for you? What will you be more fascinated, whether it is writing or something else? So I said, I'm a trainer, so I love to talk. And the only thing we can do is about talking is either podcasts or videos. And she was the person who said, let's start making videos. Okay. And I think within 2 days, we started posting. And today, I'm just sharing with you, today is going to be the 75th day that we have posted a video every single day.
2 videos.
Congratulations.
2 videos actually. One goes only on Instagram. So it goes out of my counting. But otherwise, we are posting 2 videos every day.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great to know about the consistency, and that's going to compound in your results.
Right.
And,
I know that.
Yeah. So the last question, in the segment is the community, the Internet Lifestyle Hub. How has it impacted you personally, professionally? Maybe you shared the last 3-4 months of, this community angle. One is the learning that you're getting through my courses. You've already shared that. But how has the community impacted you?
So, 3 things that come to my mind. One is the energy that is available there. Whether it is the Telegram group where people are there, or whether it is on the website that is available.
Yeah.
Energy is very positive. And I see people, means the moment someone posts a success, and it fills up with congratulations, power to you, all those messages. So it's and that is the reason last Sunday when I achieved that goal, I first messaged you, and then I said, no, it needs to go in the community also.
Yes.
And even till today, I'm still getting messages for wishing me. That is one thing. Second is that community also adds a lot to the learning. The kind of meetups that have started happening, those community members who have started facilitating them. I have not attended all the meetups, obviously, but whichever meetups I have attended or watched the recordings, they have solved a couple of problems for me.
Great.
That is the second thing. Third thing is, there is a solution available. I'm saying it in addition to the meetups. You just post a challenge that you are facing, and there will be a couple of people who are experts in their particular domains. They come up with those messages, and people have reached out to me personally also. They saw my issue there, but they messaged me personally, Vikram, let's talk about this problem that you're facing, and the solution that come to my mind you can consider. So these 3 things are amazing that are happening in community. And very interesting thing that I would say, Siddharth, is we need to have many more such communities who are talking about solutions, who are talking about how to make our lives better. Because in the environment that we are living in, as it is, there's so much of negativity, and there are so many naysayers. And the good thing that has happened, I would say, is I started creating my videos and program after the lockdown started. I think that if I had been open and available to people to talk to, I would have received many messages. No, Vikram, ye chalega nahi, hoga nahi. This will never work out. So, and I am liking that part, that positivity that is there in the community. And the moment some negative thing comes up, there are people who come as a person who alerts them. We are not meant to do all these negative things in this community. And things automatically fall into the place. So that is something very amazing I'm loving about being in this space.
Thank you, Vikram. Yeah. And I have to thank our mentor, Blair Singer,
Absolutely.
who is the one who set that code of honor. So we implemented that into this community, and I think that's what has helped everyone to support each other. And see, it's okay to be a trainer and have your own system of implementing things, But I saw that when I brought in a system of integrating all the students together, where they are going to be supporting each other, and completely an open interactive system within our community with a clear set of guidelines and stuff, it really takes things to a whole level. So the meetups, I'm glad that you got some pointers from that. I'm so glad that you got ideas on and support whenever you need it, and that's what makes this whole thing magical.
Right.
Nice. So thank you so much. I think we have come to the end of this interview. It was really inspiring. Congratulations once again to you, Vikram and Ritu, both of you, for being on this together. And you're just getting started now, just getting warmed up to much wonderful things that's going to unfold. Those of you who are watching this, just type amazing couple in the comment box, because this is an amazing couple. More than the money and all that stuff, that's one part of it. But the fact that you're working together and your relationship is like on the top, because you're working together and you're aligned, that makes a huge difference. And there are many people who will be looking up to this relationship that both of you have, like a husband and wife combination, to take things forward in their life and business. So those of you who want to know more about Vikram, what he does, especially you want to accelerate your career in that space, Vikram has also authored a book called Irresistible Workplaces. Go and check out his website. I've posted the link inside my YouTube channel description. Go and check it out. And if you're watching this on Facebook or on the Facebook page, please tag somebody below who you feel can benefit by watching this interview, and also share it on your personal wall if you feel so. So Vikram and Ritu, I normally ask this question at the end, and I'm going to ask this question to both of you separately. Okay. So the first question, I'll bring Ritu on. So Ritu, the question is, based on all your life experience and the years that you have been through your own journey and your learning, if you have to bring it down to one success principle that you live by, what is that?
Never stop learning. I mean, why I'm saying this, for me, if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have been here. I keep learning. In fact, this was totally, once I thought it's totally impossible for me to be in this space of digital space and all that.
Yeah.
But because I was willing to learn.
Fantastic. So that's your point.
That's why
Never
I'm
stop
here.
learning.
Right? Never
Excellent.
stop.
Thank you, Ritu. And Vikram, what would you say for this? What is your one success principle that you live by?
I will use two words.
Yeah.
Learn and then take action.
Absolutely.
Because it's only actions which will bring you ultimately the results that you want. And when you get the results, they give you feedback as to what has worked and what has not worked.
Fantastic. Learn and implement. Yeah. Take action. Yes. Thank you so much. Looking forward to interviewing both of you once more once you hit the Crore Club. Looking forward to that. Yes, and let that be the next milestone that you can look forward to. Absolutely. So wish you all the best, and wish you all success. All of you can just hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do all the stuff that you have to stay notified on future inspirational interviews like this. Thank you once again, Vikram and Ritu. All the best.
Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you so much.